So good afternoon to everybody present, and I just want to recognize the fact that the Honorable Minister, Honorable Given Lurinda, Minister of Agriculture, is equally to stand in his shoes and do the honors of formally launching this organization. As you rightly heard, this organization is a registered NGO, and its objectives are very noble. The objectives of trying to assist the most vulnerable groups in our society. And when you talk about the vulnerable groups in society, women are the most vulnerable groups. Hope decided to extend this invitation also to the Ministry of Gender and Child Development, which deals with issues of gender equity and equality, to be part of this particular launch. And it is important that one of the Ministry of Gender's mandates is to ensure that we promote gender equity and equality in government and public institutions. The Anti-Gender-Based Violence Act, the Child Policy, and other pieces of legislation that government has put in to ensure that whatever you aim to aspire as hope for human nature is also done in that promotes gender equity and equality. As hope, you should also inspire to end violence against women. And here I would like to state that the government has put in appropriate legislation to ensure that gender-based violence in our country is eradicated. And up to the most vulnerable groups. It may be small in its very nature because of national aspirations. We should also ensure to improve access to health and education. And I note from your account that you have already started to facilitate certain activities that will ensure that the health of the most vulnerable groups in society is improved. And it is our strong appeal that you continue on this path and ensure that we all attain a society that is healthy, a society that is. Challenges should not make us go backwards, but should be able to inspire. You can come for consultations. You also, if you are not sure on how to move forward, what government policy is, you are most welcome, so that we can show you the road which government has put in for you to achieve your objectives. So, on behalf of the Honorable Minister, Honorable Given Lurinda, MP, officially launched this afternoon with you as hope, and we look forward for constructive engagement. We need to see positive change so that people may be able to appreciate your organization. People may be able to say that now we have hope, and indeed we are going to have a better life for Zambia. I thank you very much.
Kampilima.
Peasant farmers is undeniably the women of this country. The women of this country do a lot of agriculture. And that agriculture is critical to the economic performance of our country. And our appeal to this institution is to ensure that we encourage as much participation into the economic affairs. The President, the Republican President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa, has already set the pace in this area by appointing quite a number of female in high positions of decision making. And this is a progressive move which we can also give a round of applause. May I request that we do it? And sometimes we still have traditional perception where they feel that a boy should be educated as opposed to a girl. And this would like to make sure that as you undertake your activities as hope for human nature, let us also embark to address this vice. We know that, in fact, there are indeed girls who have more brains than boys. Certain girls can perform much better intellectually, even physically. Who knew that at one time girls would play soccer and do better? Who knew that girls would be involved in boxing as a sport? We have had more medals, I think, from our female boxers than we have had at the highest peak. So this goes to show that we need to be inclusive in all areas that we deal with. Let me also address the fundamental protection of the human rights of everyone. It is government's expectation that as hope for human nature, you should be able to ensure that government's resolve towards the protection of human rights is also one of your agenda. It is important to reflect that at the time I'm speaking to you today, we are having the 59th session of the Commission on the Status of Women in Geneva, where the Republican Vice President, Honorable Inongewina, is attending, and indeed, in her midst is our Minister, Honorable Professor Kanduru, and our Permanent Secretary, Ms. Daisy Ngambi. Hope for human nature generation is coming on board, but in the area that you have chosen, it's not easy. It also has a number of challenges. So brace yourself for those challenges.
It's not easy. You see, the DJ is complaining. He didn't check the honorable hand. That's the DJ was complaining that he didn't shake the honorable hand. Such a good gesture. So whenever the program, the event, if you are invited, it's always important to be there because you'll be shaking important